Hello. So I wanted to do another review of one of my customs, double O Quanta dual saber. So the original plan I had for this guy was to build a regular saber, but I lost two of the most important polycats, and this is him now. So yeah, I literally scrapped everything from both of them and then just made it into whatever I want. The real difference is that I just took both the long shoulders and put them on here. I wanted to do a dual saber, but the other thing that happened is that it broke. So I was left with this, and I don't even like to say left, because I believe this was one of the best customs that I did. And here's a full 360 view of it. I gotta say, the two things that I liked or loved that I did the most were easily the orange on accident and some of the brown. I wanted to do a little more detailing, especially in the arms, back of the arms. I didn't like how plain they were. But after I did this for a while, I was just looking at it and thinking, you know, I love this kit, I love this guy, I love Gundams. Do I want to burn myself out trying to paint every single little detail when I'm not fully ready? And after I even did the overcoat, some of the paint started to peel off. So I just decided, you know what, I'm going to do whatever I can, the best I can with this little bit, and then go from there. So the one problem I had with this guy is that, as you can see, I'm missing the shin armor. So that was my bad. And then also, be careful when you're taking out paint from these guys. I stripped them a little too quickly, or maybe a little too strongly. And as you see on the back of the skirt, the butt skirt, it shows. It's a lot of pocketing, and understandably, it was also my fault with the paint. The whole thing about paint is that it should not be watery. It should not be, let's say, clumpy, definitely. And it should not be thick. It should be milky, not raw milk, but just regular old milk. The way that you can tell is that swishing around in the bottle, if it moves a lot, like a little bit too much, like you compare it to water, that's too thin. If you move at the same rate and it's slow, then that's too thick. But then if you get right in the middle, that's perfect. It can go a little bit too much, it can go a little bit too little, but that's the whole point of painting, is that it's not supposed to be perfect. It can't be perfect. As long as you like the result, then you like the result. So just like the unicorn, I'm not going to pose this guy. He's literally just going to be this. And I do love him. I do love it. It's especially the sword on the left side of him. It's beautiful. I have no intention of taking them apart, especially because I have both of them. I counted all the swords. I have 17, 18 swords to use on this guy. I could do that, but that was a little overkill. Even dual swords was a little much for me. The two things I would say, three things actually, I would say you need to be very careful with on this guy is the polycaps. With the waist, I lost both the waist joints, and the one in the shields are actually three. So there's one in the sword right there at that connector. Then there are two that hold it in there. I threw those away thinking that they wouldn't be important because I was only looking at one instruction manual. Keep the whole polycap sheet. The best thing about Gundam is that they share the same polycaps. So before you throw any of them out, put them in the bag. And then when you get to a point like mine, where you might accidentally throw them out, you have hundreds of others that you might be able to use. Even then, you still get a good, I don't know, basic random one. Anyways, I want to get into size comparison. Here he is, having the support of a Spawn figure, and I gotta say it's a really manageable size for a master grade, and it's bigger than the wing kits. I say it's good. And then next we got a Umbra Arc Trooper, one of my favorites. I love playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 and I missed that game. And then we got Master Grade Fennec in Unicorn mode. Again, I'm not, just like with Unicorn, ever gonna transform this guy into Destroy mode, unless I scratched off all the paint and then did my own. So from here on out, I'm going to be comparing it to Fennec in Unicorn mode. There it is next to my other lovely painted high grade. That was kind of a mistake. The Banshee. I will do a review on that later because the gold was something that I love to do the most. I kind of messed up on the shield, but I'll get into what to do and don't with high grade painting later on. And then now I'm just gonna give my final thoughts on this guy. So lastly, what I would rate this guy out of 10 as a straight up master grade, and the kit unpainted, barely any modifications, just sanding it down, doing the bare minimum. I would say this is definitely a must buy. It's a high price point. It's half the price of the MGEX Unicorn, but then again, you get so the sword has 4 funnels, or 3 funnels if you exclude the big one. You have 6, maybe 7 on the shield, and then you have a sword. So you have a lot of blades to play with. Other than that, there's a lot of customization ability that you have with this. There's just so many battle lines, so many open spaces, so much things to do. The third-party parts and things that you can get for this guy are just incredible. Just know that the backpack is very flimsy, and same with the sword. I didn't really want to show this, but it pops out quite really the one time. It doesn't want to pop out as easily, but push it in. There's a little clip on the sword. Push it in until you hear a little pop. After that, you should be good. Would I recommend you really play with this guy, like swing it around? If it's unpainted, yeah. No, it's gonna be plastic on plastic, so over a while it's gonna deteriorate. But other than that, worthwhile kit. It comes with a stand, a couple of stands actually, and just the fact that you get a giant sword. A sword that is almost, if not taller, than the actual Gundam. So I would recommend this guy just for the cool factor. Yes, I'm planning on getting 007 sword and others, but as of right now, I'm just working on my backlog. Next, well, actually I'm working on Kasaitira Nets. After that, I got Delta Kai, AVU 2, and so on. I'll be doing a review of each of my Gundams, and yeah, hopefully you guys like it. I will try to post at least once a week, or maybe. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Happy building. God bless.